Ooh, welcome back to the Boneyard Podcast, everybody. This is your host, Jared Shafit, along with my good friend, Artemis Brower. Artie, how we doing, man? Can you hear me? Artie? Artie, are you there? Artie? Josh?
I don't know what's going on. Can you hear me?
I got you, Artie. I don't know what's going on.
Here?
Anyways, Josh, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing well.
Show must go
How are
on.
you?
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. I'm texting Artie to see what's going on with him. But lots to talk about this week, Josh, Artie, whoever's there.
Yeah.
I mean, he's on the screen. I don't know what's going on.
He's on the screen.
I don't know what's going on with him. But
I don't know.
Anyways, gotta love when we do these things live. Gotta love when we do these things live.
The art of production.
I mean, I just don't know what's going on with him. But Josh, lots to talk about. Lots going on in the world of ECU athletics. I mean, tons going on as far as transfer portal. I mean, they keep killing it on both sides of the ball, offense and defense. And then, I mean, your take so far on the week.
I think ECU has done what we always wanted them to do and just went out and got the guys. Did what it took to really just kind of make the big splashes that we've all been waiting for all these years. So, I mean, I feel like we really knocked it out of the park this year with the transfer portal. Yeah, we've lost some guys, but keeping the main core, especially on defense, because as good as our defense has been this year, it's just been crazy to see how we performed in the transfer portal and not having a lot of guys decommit after the season we had, that's just another compliment to the coaching staff.
Yeah, for sure, and we'll get to it here in a little bit. Josh, I know you kind of got thrown in here, but do you have a number 76?
I don't have a number 76 on hand. Do you have a number 76?
I do. I'm gonna go with PK Subban. I think I would say he's chalk, but 834 games played in the NHL, all rookie team in 2010, 3-time All-Star, won the Norris Trophy, won the King Clancy Trophy in 2021, 2022, won number 76 for I believe his 12-year career. So yeah, PK Subban. That's my number 76. And then I guess Artie says he's good.
Hey, can you hear me? Am I in here? Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
I don't know what was going on. I couldn't hear you guys. I was here in the background. Nobody added me. Like, it was at 8 o'clock. I ain't see nobody, and I don't know what happened. I'm here. I'm sorry, fellas.
The joys of technology.
I was actually here at 7:58, so I don't know.
We had you in.
Yeah, we saw you at the bottom. We saw you.
I don't know what was going on. I apologize, gentlemen. I'm sorry about that, but I'm here.
Do you have a number 76, Artie?
You stole mine. It was PK Subban. So there you go. that was my 76.
There we go. Must be chalk. Artie, before we get into everything, I mean, just kind of at a glance, this past weekend was big for ECU football. Yes. Just kind of your thoughts, like before we really get into the thick of things.
Yeah, I think Josh hit it right on the nail. Like, it's ECU doing the things that they need to do to be a successful program, right? Like right. These are the things that we want to do, the things that we want to see. Going out there, being aggressive, these coaches taking flights, these coaches taking road trips, these coaches doing whatever they got to do to get these guys in the building, because we know we have an opportunity to be something super special, not just 2, 3, 4 years from now. We can really turn this thing around next year if we really want to, but we got to be aggressive. It starts with hitting that portal hard. It starts with getting these transfers in here. It starts with getting these guys that are dedicated and committed to the program. So just huge week. We're going to get into these names, I know, here shortly, but very, very excited about some of the names. Obviously, we got one here tonight, but very, very excited about the names coming in.
For sure, yeah. All right, but before we get to any of the football stuff, let's go through around ECU athletics, right? Women's basketball, get to 6-3, defeat a good team in George Mason last night, 65-44. Amaya Joyner, girl can ball. That girl can ball.
Yes, you can.
27 points last night. Your thoughts on her?
Yeah, she's a baller. She's an absolute baller. She's alpha. she is an alpha woman. And to see this team, because George Mason came in 8-1, so they were a very, very good team. I know George Mason was a team that kind of smacked us around last year, or we lost to them last year. So it was nice to kind of get that sweet revenge this year, getting ourselves in the right position. Right, we had some kind of tough losses early. Now we're starting to kind of get back on track, get ourselves in the right position, sitting at 6-3. This team can still do whatever they want to do. They can still go back-to-back for a conference championship. They can still make it back to the NCAA tournament. They can do whatever they want to do. They just got to, continue to go out and execute.
Yeah, for sure. And then, Danae McNeil also had 18 points. Micah Dennis went 9 for 12 from the free throw line. This is just – we saw it last year, what they did, and they're building on it. Yeah, the record's not what we would have hoped it would be at this point in the season, but you're still 6-3. You're still, beating teams that others think that you may not beat, right? You got a big test this weekend. South Carolina, is it this weekend or next weekend? My days are all mixed up with the holidays. I guess it's not this weekend. This weekend's Christmas.
Charleston Southern this Thursday. And then South Carolina after that, I believe. So we have Charleston Southern first, and then we have South Carolina.
I think it's after Christmas. So,
yeah.
You can't look ahead, but that's a big one.
But we got South Carolina coming to Minji's, correct?
Coming to Minji's.
Woo! Y'all better pack that place out, man. Y'all better pack that place out. There better not be a seat, a space of air nowhere in that building. Y'all better pack that place out. Are you kidding me?
8,000. Get them in there. Butts and seats. If you're a student, tell your parents, hey, got to get back.
To say that's the biggest women's basketball game in our program history is an understatement. Y'all got to get out to that.
You've had UConn come in several times when they were
under Gino.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's true. I forgot about that.
But then
with this team actually being good and having an opportunity to do better things, and also having a South Carolina, which is kind of the cream of the crop right now in the women's basketball game. I don't know. I still would say this is up there with one of the biggest, if not the biggest game in women's basketball history in Minji's.
The second biggest would be the women's NIT game where your boy had a run in it and got thrown out of the Minji's Maniacs. That was that game. That was the second biggest. This is the biggest. I'm excited, Artie. Why not us? Kim McNeil said, "Why not us?"
Man, I would love to be at that game. I doubt that I can actually get down there, but I would love to go to that game. God, I'd love to go to that game.
Storm the courts, y'all. And then men's basketball. Look, men's basketball 6-5 right now, but when you say that they're 6-5, you got to also remember they were within a point of two SEC teams in the final minute. Talk about the performance from ECU men's.
It's bittersweet. It's kind of, and I think we touched on this either last week or a few weeks ago, but that's the final maturation step, not the final, but one of the final pieces in this program, kind of taking that next step, right, is being able to actually win these types of games. You beat who you're supposed to beat. Yay, bravo! You beat South Carolina Prairie View State. Great, but to go in and be able to beat a South Carolina or a Florida right? To really kind of make a name for yourself, to really kind of put some wholeness on your name. That's huge. So to me, that's the next step. Yeah, we played good. We played good enough to win. We competed. We were right there in the end. But good isn't good enough, right? So we got to take that next step. We got to get over the hump. We've got some dudes. We got some studs on this basketball team. I still absolutely believe in Schwartz. He's going to get us there, bar none. I definitely believe he's going to get us there. I know it's still going to take time, so I'm not going to be impatient. I'm going to be very, 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 very patient with this basketball program because I have to be. But definitely seeing that next step, being able to win those kinds of games, especially when a South Carolina and a Florida, they're good, but they're not what they could be, what they were previously, historically. So being able to get those means a lot.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, hopefully, no news yet on Bobby Pettiford. Expecting, I think Schwartz has a media availability, I believe, tomorrow before the Pirates take on Delaware State. But you gotta hope that he's okay. You gotta have him down the stretch.
I agree wholeheartedly.
So yeah, but Artie, anything else you have on basketball?
Nah, season's still young, baby. Season's still young. Conference play is gonna be a doozy, though. I can't wait for conference play. Ooh.
January 2nd, mark your calendars, y'all.
Not wait.
Shock the world. ECU beats Florida Atlantic.
Yeah, I ain't calling that one, but
hey, why not us?
Why not us, right?
All right, football team. Ryan King enters the transfer portal. But then tomorrow, and then Julius Wood also, declared for the draft, of course.
Right.
I mean, we all knew that, but
that was obvious. Yeah, he's going pro.
And do not let this man go undrafted. Let's talk about Julius Wood for a second. Do not let this man go undrafted. Dude can ball. And there's going to be one general manager in the NFL that looks like a very smart man when they either draft him or they sign him as an undrafted free agent. I mean, he can ball. The speed, the physicality. Artie, just talk to me about Julius Wood a little bit more.
Man, he's amazing, right? I mean, he started every game this past season. Obviously, a captain on that defense. He out there flying around the ball, making tackles. I mean, he could have had double-digit tackles every single game if he really wanted to. But the guy is going to get after it. He is a pro's pro. He's a man's man. He's a worker's worker. So I definitely think that he should be drafted. Now, is he going to be an early round guy? Obviously, no. But drafted, yes, he should absolutely be drafted. To me, he's got the upside on the defensive side of the ball, like a Jaquan, that he can come in. He's going to have to kind of earn his stripes the same way Jaquan McMillan had to earn his stripes. But you look at it now, we're talking about Jaquan possibly going to a Pro Bowl this year, on a defense that looked real suspect, but he's been one of the catalysts to turn that thing around. So Julius Wood kind of has that same trajectory to me. But somebody's going to be extremely happy getting him, kind of stealing him probably one of them later rounds in the draft.
Yeah, for sure. I would love to have him on my Falcons.
Your Falcons need a lot.
My Falcons, we need a quarterback.
You definitely need a quarterback. You definitely need a quarterback.
Quarterback, offensive line. The Falcons are a lot in a position similar to what ECU was in this offseason. It's tough. It's tough watching, man. Tough watching.
It's all good. Hey, you guys still might mess around and get to the playoffs, though.
We don't.
8 and 9. That's how bad the NFC South is. You might mess around and get to the playoffs. Terrible.
Man, I hate the NFC South.
Just awful. But that's okay.
There's always one division in football. In the last 2 or 3 years, it's been the NFC South. I guess the last 2 years, really.
Yeah.
But there's always one. It used to be the AFC South.
Right? That is true. That is true.
All right. Early signing days tomorrow, Artie. I always love early signing day. Always love waking up and seeing the coaches. They always tweet this picture of or post a picture of like the working room and the fax machine, waiting to get these national letters of intent, the NLIs, right? Not to be confused with the NILs. Lots of acronyms going on. I always love just keeping up as you go through early signing day and then also the regular signing day. But Artie, let's talk about some guys that are coming through that we want. I think we have 5 guys listed that we want to talk about. Let's talk about these guys. Peyton Reeder, I mean, offensive tackle, big boy, 6'5", 290. We need that.
Oh, yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
And maybe we could add 15 to 20 pounds to him, but Big John will get him right. Out of Metroliner Christian Academy. Other offers, Artie, James Madison, Maryland, Charlotte, Coastal Carolina. I mean, to get this kid and keep him in state, that's big, right? Very excited about him. Your thoughts on bringing in a guy of his size?
Gotta get that O-line right at some point, right? We got that's what we have to focus on. We got, we're doing the check boxes, right? So we got the offensive coordinator. We think we have our guy at quarterback. Now the main focus is going to be that O-line. As much as we like the flashy guys, the running backs, the receivers, scratch all that. The main focus right now is O-line. I need some big uglies. I need some big nasties. I need some dogs. I need some guys that come in with a chip on their shoulder, angry, ready to play, ready to prove themselves. So for me, offensively now, what are we doing about that O-line? So I'm excited to see them target a guy like this.
For sure. And then next up, Dylan Lorick, wide receiver, 6'1", 180 pounds. Once again, wouldn't mind putting a little bit of weight on this kid, but
gotta come.
I mean, you gotta remember these are 17-year-olds,
yeah,
right?
They're not. Yeah, the size will come. They'll be all right.
Had a in-home visit this week. I think the biggest comp from an ECU standpoint, I see a lot of people throwing around the Zay Jones similarities.
Don't do that lightly.
Number 54 player in Tennessee, got offers from Charlotte, Marshall, UAB, and Troy. Talk about the need at wide receiver and restocking that position.
I mean, to go from a gang of riches and Isaiah Winstead and CJ Johnson 2 years ago, 2,000-yard receivers together on the same team in the same season, to go from that and then to have that kind of dramatic drop off. Now, Chase Sowell, obviously, he's going to be the guy, I think, next year. He's going to come in and he's definitely going to be wide receiver 1. We expect him to be, but he needs help. He cannot do it by himself. We have to bring in other guys that can bolster that wide receiver room. ECU is low key out of the group of 5. We wide receiver U. That's what we are. I mean, out of the G5, we are wide receiver U. That's what we're known for. We produce NFL talent at that position. We always have great, receivers at that position. So that needs to be a quick turnaround, right? It should not be a drop off, no more than a season. That's got to be a quick turnaround. So I expect our wide receiver room to get better quickly.
Sorry, I was trying not to.
I was cough. Like, you're muted, brother. Where you at?
No, I'm still dealing with this bullshit, Artie.
What you got? You got whooping cough or something? What you got?
Whooping cough.
What you got?
I don't know, man. I feel like I'm gonna die. I'm over here sucking down.
3 weeks.
I'm over here sucking down halls, drinking as much fluid as I can. All right. Next, Cole Hodge had a great relationship with Coach Kirkpatrick, guy we had on a couple weeks ago on the podcast. We've talked to him. He's very committed to ECU. He's committed to Coach Houston. Coach Kirkpatrick coached his quarterback coach at Louisville, helped him get to the NFL. Number 15 player in Kentucky, coming off a 3A state championship. A lot of people could compare him to Holden Ahlers. I'm not there yet. His brothers also committed for the 2025 class. Artie, Josh, correct me if I'm wrong. Did I see that his brother was all state on both sides of the ball? Did I see that correctly?
All state defense, but he led like the state in like 3 categories on offense. There was something wild like that. Like he is a beast. He's a beast.
Gotta love that. He's got Cole, guy coming in this class. Got offers from Liberty, App State, and Marshall. He is going to enroll early. We know that for a fact. So excited to have him in Greenville. You got to build out the pipeline of quarterbacks, right? We saw it. We got into trouble when we didn't have the next quarterback ready.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't want to get to a situation where you have so many guys and it's too crowded and you ain't getting nobody prepared for that next jump up.
So JDB has his work cut out for him. Look, you got Katin Houser coming in. We're going to talk about that here in a minute. Got Katin Houser coming in, right? You got Raheem Jeter. Still, Alex Flynn still on the fence. Talked to him earlier this week. Still on the fence, still weighing out his decision. But without Mason Garcia, without Alex Flynn, that quarterback room is thin, right? Bringing in a freshman, I wouldn't be surprised if there's another one. I know ECU's been looking at another quarterback, even in the transfer portal. So it's you got to have. I like to have 4 guys in there, right? Breed that competition, build that competition. Artie, your thoughts?
I concur. Build that competition. Just do not repeat yourself with the same mistake. We'll give you a mulligan for not developing Flynn or Garcia. We can't give you a mulligan for messing up again. So you got to be able to, obviously we think, we don't know who the starter is going to be. We presume, if Katin Houser comes in and does what he needs to do, it'll be him. But that next guy up needs to be ready and shooting from the hip, ready to go. So just don't be mistaken the same mistakes.
For sure. And go ahead.
No, go ahead. You got it.
I was just going to say the next guy we had on the list was TJ Engelman, running back, another in-state guy. Yeah. I mean, biggest hit for ECU in a loaded room. I mean, this is a guy that is going to come in. He knows that he's probably going to sit the bench for the first 2 years, probably red shirt.
Mm-hmm.
But he's got that kind of breakneck speed, that crazy burst, a la Keaton Mitchell, right? Like, we don't want to throw out that name and put that on a kid.
Yeah.
But that's what it looks like from him, right? Smaller guy, right? I mean, only at 5'9", 175 pounds, built like Keaton Mitchell, runs like Keaton Mitchell or similar to Keaton Mitchell. Got offers from some Power 5 schools, Georgia Tech, Kentucky, Boston College, and Purdue. This is a big get.
I absolutely agree. Definitely a big get. I agree that he's going to be kind of sitting for a while. There's a crowded room. He's definitely not going to be starting right away, but definitely a big get. Obviously, we can still continue to bolster that RB room. That's always good. And then, honestly, last but not least on this list that I see, Demarius Hines, safety, 6 foot, 180, 3-star out of high school. Much needed player on the back end, can be good. Coverage safety, kind of like Tegan Wilk, similarity on that. Has offers from App State, Coastal, and Tulane. So pretty good G5 offers there from some other schools. So obviously we're losing some guys on the back end. We got to replenish some guys on the back end. Obviously a good get there if we can finalize that. But your thoughts on the safety?
Yeah, I mean, losing Julius Wood and Tegan Wilk hurts. I mean, we talk about the back end, right? And that's been kind of the one, I would say, maybe weaker spot at times for ECU's defense. So being able to bring that in and bring him in and kind of replenish that's big, right? So excited for him, Demarius Hines. Look, this defense, or can we just say this defense is badass? Like, got some transfer guys in today. Just replenish, right? The word of the week is replenish, right? Rebuild and replenish. That's what ECU is doing, and I'm amped up.
Should be.
I'm amped up.
Should be. Look, y'all was talking a little reckless in the chat earlier. I ain't gonna lie to you. You was talking a little reckless in the chat, but I'm definitely amped up. I'm
Who
excited.
was talking reckless, Artie?
I was talking a little reckless in the chat.
Ain't nobody talking reckless.
That's all I say. Y'all sit here talking about undefeated seasons and natties, and you talk a little reckless, but that's okay.
Artie put in the group chat on blast. Let's see. Yeah, I mean I'm excited. I am excited, Artie, for what's going on. Talk to me about your level of excitement after this past weekend. Katin Houser, all the guys that have committed over the past couple of days.
Well, look, the FBS guys, the big name guys, that's been, my level of excitement is definitely there, right? When you get a guy like a Katin Houser, when you get a guy like a Damian Wilson, an Anthony Smith, a Raheem Craig coming in, committing, coming from some big time programs, that excitement is definitely there all the way. Now I'm going to temper expectations. We're coming off a 2-10 season. I'm definitely going to temper expectations. But like I said in the chat earlier, like, we're doing what programs who want to be successful do, right? When you want to be successful and you're in the off season and you've come off the season, that you just previously had, this kind of aggression, this kind of relentless pursuit to get some marquee guys and change it quickly, not try to rebuild for some foreseeable future. We want to rebuild for the right now. And I feel like that's what this program's doing. So yeah, I'm hella excited. Definitely. But gonna temper expectations a little bit. I'm not talking, we're not undefeated seasons. We're not talking that talk right now. So
yeah, for sure. Sorry. Making sure, checking in with the guest. He's coming on here in a second. I already in my state of being drugged up with a bunch of different drugs. I sent him the wrong link, so give me a second. He's coming on. That was him.
This is episode what?
176, Artie.
176.
God,
My goodness.
Artie, I'm on. I've talked about the cocktail of medicines I'm on in the group chat. The Mucinex, all that. But yeah, Artie, this is a guy that we've been excited to have on, and we've been talking, we need a quarterback, right? And John David Baker, Coach Houston, that staff, they got it done.
Yeah.
They're burning the boats, Artie. They're firing the cannons. So let's bring him in. Welcome to the Boneyard Podcast, Katin Houser. Katin, how's it doing, my friend?
How are you guys doing? Thank you for having me on.
Absolutely. Pleasure's all ours,
man. So, I mean, got to Greenville this weekend. Got a chance to tour ECU and check out the facilities. Kind of, what was your first thought once you rolled up on campus?
It was cool. I got that flight into Raleigh, then kind of drove into Greenville. But overall, I felt like the city had life. It was really fun driving around town. They had a lot of good places to eat. There's a lot of good stuff to do. A lot of stuff to do around campus, and it was really cool going up to the stadium, seeing the facility and stuff like that. So overall, it was really cool driving around Greenville and seeing it.
Yeah. And, Katin, you had a lot of different suitors, right? You could have gone to a lot of different places. Why ECU? What led to the decision to come to ECU, commit to ECU, and become a Pirate?
I believe the opportunity is like no other. I feel like the staff that they brought in and the staff that's already been there and the culture that they built, that Coach Houston built. And I think overall, just speaking with everyone in the building, it definitely led to my decision. And I feel like they do things the right way. And I'm so excited. I'm so happy to be a part of it.
For sure. Yeah. And we've talked a lot in the last, I guess, 3 weeks since the season ended about what we needed, right? We needed an offensive coordinator, needed a quarterback, right? They're still working on the offensive line. I'm sure that's to come. When talking to Coach JDB, Coach Baker, what was that conversation like to say, hey, like, this is what we're building. Here's what our goal is.
Yeah, I mean, JDB came from Ole Miss, passing game coordinator over there, so he has a history working behind some really good coaches and has a history of coaching in some big games. And his philosophy on offense, he wants to throw the ball around. It's a high tempo, fast paced offense. He wants to put a bunch of points up on the board, and that's something I want to be a part of. I talk with him many times, still in contact with him, just seeing my role and seeing where I fit in this whole operation, and just seeing what we can do on offense, the potential that this team has. Is something I'm so excited to be a part of, and I can't wait to get back on campus and just attack everything as far as learning the playbook, getting with the guys, and this offense is going to be dynamic, and I can't wait for that first game.
Yeah. Now, coming out of Michigan State, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I'm a big Michigan fan, so I am extremely happy to see you out of that Spartan green, to see you in some purple and gold down here in Greenville. But talk to us about your time up there in East Lansing. I mean, the good, the bad, the in between. Talk to us about that experience and how you grew from that.
Yeah, I mean, since the start, my whole goal was to play big time football. So being able to play Michigan State in the Big Ten and the highest stage is something that was definitely an experience for sure. I got to learn for a year from my freshman year, and then my sophomore year, I got kind of thrown into the starting position. Started 7 games, played against all top schools: Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State. Played against really good competition. Unfortunately, the season didn't go how we wanted to. Still ended up winning a couple games, but overall, I kind of take that as a learning experience. I played in some big time games against some really good competition. So just taking that and applying it to my next opportunity and having that experience, having some time under my belt is something that that I'm excited to implement into my next opportunity. So overall, it was just a learning experience, and I felt I grew a lot as a player.
Love that. Okay, now I saw that there may have been a tour with former ECU quarterback Hole Nailers. Talk about that experience, and I mean, he's a legend around Greenville. Fans love him. I mean, people say, I mean, local politics, right? But he's a local kid, right? Grew up with ECU. Talk about touring the facilities with him and how that went.
No, Holt's a legend. Just seeing him, it was graduation when I went down. So there was a bunch of people down there on campus, and he was down there. So being able to talk with him and kind of talk through his story. When I first kind of talked with ECU, I kind of looked at some of the games that he was playing in, big time player, and I kind of became a little fan a little bit, just seeing his ability and what he was able to do at ECU. So just speaking with him and sharing his experience and walking through the facilities and stuff with him is something that I want to emulate. I feel like he really good player, and overall he gave me some really good advice. He's been through a lot here, and hopefully I can break some of those records that he has.
With that being said, I mean, what kind of advice does a guy like Hole Nailers give to you, right? I mean, what kind of advice was he giving it? And you don't have to share everything, but I'd love to know.
Yeah, the biggest thing was his leadership. So right now, I'm talking with the staff, and they need a leader on offense. And playing quarterback is something that leadership is a part of, and leadership comes with playing that position. And he was somebody that was able to lead an offense and lead a team. So he gave me some advice, just how to interact with the guys and how to come in and positive and push people around you, and overall just become a leader for this team. So he kind of knows the ins and outs of the program, and he kind of gave me some insight just speaking with some of the players and what this team needs as far as leadership. So hearing that from him was really cool. So I got to take some notes from that, but it was good.
Nice.
Love that.
And coming into this system, this new program, what would you want Pirate Nation to know about you? Your work ethic, your character, what you bring to this program. What would you want Pirate Nation to know about you, the player and the man?
Yeah, I strive to be the hardest worker on the team. I try to be the first one in, last one out sort of mentality. I want to bring others around with me. when I approach the weight room, when I approach the practice, and I approach conditioning, all that kind of stuff, I want to go out there and prove that I work the hardest. And along with that, I want to bring people along with me. So that's what I to the table as far as hard work and attacking everything each day. So having that experience from Michigan State and knowing what it takes to play in big time games and making some mistakes, making some good plays, and learning from all that, I know what it takes to come in and be a leader and take advantage of some of these opportunities. So knowing that, I'm excited to get to work, and I'm already trying to hit the ground running with trying to build relationships with some of these guys on the team and also some of the pieces we're bringing in. So overall, I'm just ecstatic to be a part of this, and I cannot wait to get back on campus and start rolling.
Love it. Now, with that being said, I mean, we keep seeing the same GIF posted by JDB and the hashtag burn the boats. I feel like every 15 minutes I'm seeing a new tweet. I mean, lots of guys being brought in, and do y'all already have like a group chat? How's that going?
Yeah, I mean, when the coaches talked to me, they said their quarterback is the biggest recruiter, so they wanted to bring a quarterback in early to help out recruit some of these players. So once I committed and told the coaches I was all in, I went right to work just trying to bring some pieces in and start building relationships with the receivers I already have. So yeah, actually today I just made a group chat with some of the guys that I'm gonna be throwing the ball to. So just kind of start talking with them and start building some chemistry. So it's really important. So just starting doing that when we get back on campus.
Any guys in that group chat that aren't officially announced yet?
I don't want to go ahead and announce.
You don't have
the scoop. Look at that.
Yeah, I don't want to go out them out, but nothing, no worries there. I think we have some really good pieces coming in, and I feel like Pirate Nation should be excited for what's to come.
Okay,
sure. Love that.
Kind of a fun question for you, because we usually ask a lot of players this, so I want to ask you this. What kind of locker room swag, what kind of field swag you bring into the field? Are you kind of generic, you basic, you don't rock a lot, or is this like a certain like sleeve you gotta wear? Is there a certain socks you gotta wear? What kind of swag you bring into the game?
No, I'm pretty traditional. I like to just focus on my play, but I do have a kind of like some things, like I always have to have my wrist taped, I always have to have my socks, like either a spat or something like that, but nothing too crazy. I'm trying to just go out and play football, so I don't want to make too much of a distraction.
Okay, I got you. That's fair.
Love that. Now, we always talk about wanting to get to know the players and getting to know you on a personal level. Outside of football, outside of what you do on the field, talk about some of the things that you like to do outside of football. I've heard maybe surfing. Is that a thing?
Yeah, I mean, number one, first and foremost, I'm a family guy. I love being around my family and friends, and spending time with them is what I kind of usually do in my off time. And yes, I mean, I grew up in Vegas, lived in Southern California for a little bit, so I do have some surfing under my belt. I mean, I'm not the greatest surfer, but I'll go out and surf for a little bit. But yeah, that's something I like to do on my free time too, is surfing, and then also trying to get into golf, play some round of golf. I see you have the Titleist hat, so
nice.
Maybe we can hit the links.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
we're not. Artie and I are not very good
at all. But we try. We definitely try.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'd love. I think we at this point, Artie, we could probably get like a golf tournament going with all.
We could have a pretty good squad
with all the guests that we've had on. That we're like, yeah, we should hit the links. What? We'll have to get that set up. Maybe we'll have to get that set up and get some NIL money out of that. Playing a golf tournament with Katin Houser, ECU quarterback. Katin, I want to ask you, because with the new world of the transfer portal and the state of college athletics, especially in football, recruiting is insane. Talking about NIL, talking about all the pieces that go into it, social media, all that. What was maybe the biggest difference in your recruitment this time around versus when you were coming out of high school?
Yeah, I feel like that's definitely a piece of the recruitment for sure. There's definitely some of that money and collective and everything going around. So it's definitely a big part of bringing some guys in. When I spoke to the coaches, I made it very clear that I'm here to play football. I feel that playing football is something that's most important to me right now. And I feel like that I have a lot that I have to prove, and I'm not really proven yet. So I'm using this opportunity to go play football and go undefeated and win every game and put up a bunch of points. And I feel like that all this stuff will come. Right now, I'm really just focused on playing ball and get to know the guys.
Got you. And, from a schematic standpoint, what are some of the things you are most excited to do in this new offense under JDB that maybe you didn't do up there in East Lansing at Michigan State?
Yeah, I mean, at Michigan State, it was a really pro-style offense, pretty slow. We didn't really push the tempo that much, and I feel like in this offense, we're pushing the tempo. We're going fast. We're trying to score as fast as possible and have some explosive plays, have some dynamic plays. So seeing that and seeing what Ole Miss had success with JDB, he has a chip on his shoulder too. He's ready to go and attack this. So I'm all in with him, and I'm excited to get after it.
The biggest thing that I'll say about ECU is that chip on the shoulder mentality that
sticks.
That sticks.
Yeah.
Like everybody here, I'm seeing a bunch of people comment in the chat. I'm sure all of them can attest to it. Everybody at ECU, we all have a chip on our shoulder mentality. So I love to hear that you feel that way as well. As far as maybe the one thing that you're looking to maybe work on in your game going into the new season, what may that one thing be?
That's a good question. I feel like the biggest thing for me is the kind of offense I was in at Michigan State was pro style, and I didn't really allow myself to extend plays with my feet and almost be like a dual threat kind of quarterback. So I feel like going into this situation, my biggest emphasis is to use my feet and extend plays as much as I can when things break down. I feel like that's an important part of football, and with this offense, I'm going to need to do it. So really focusing just on the offseason, just trying to get bigger, faster, stronger as always, but really working on my quick twitch and then just trying to extend plays going into the season.
For sure. Artie, you got any other questions?
That's all I have for him.
Well, then,
Kane,
I got one question for you. This is going to be the hardest question.
All right, here we go.
By far, hardest question that we got for you. On your recruiting visit, you stopped by this little-known establishment called Sup Dogs. Do you remember it? Do you remember that visit?
Yeah, I do.
Well, we like to ask all of our guests, what's your order at Sup Dogs? What'd you have? I saw people when you posted, they were like, "Oh, we got to find out what he had." What'd you order?
Okay, one, I got the pizza like tater tot things. I forgot what they're called. They were great though, amazing.
Yes.
I was gonna get a Sup Dog. And then I decided to go with the burger. I went with the nacho burger. So I had like the nacho cheese and chips on it. It's fantastic.
Okay. The pizza tots and the burger. I love it.
Love that.
Yeah, that was great. That's all I got. It was good. It was a little lunch. It was good.
Hey, that's good. That's a good order. At least high calorie intake, which we here at the Boneyard Podcast love the high calorie intake. That's what we're all.
If you couldn't tell, I do like the high calorie intake.
Yeah. Shout out Sup Dogs.
Yeah, shout out Sup Dogs, Brett, friend of the podcast. Sup Dogs, friends of the podcast. Love them. Love the food, man. I need to get back down to Greenville and get some Sup Dogs.
Yes.
Next time, Kaden, food's on us. All right. Next time when we're in Greenville, if we're ever down there with you, we'll take you to Sup Dogs and get you some food. Then we'll go play golf.
Perfect.
We'll go play golf and then eat Sup Dogs.
Sounds like a day. Sounds like a good day, man.
For sure. Well, Kaden, thank you for joining us on the Boneyard Podcast. Wish you the best of luck. We'll stay in contact. And by far, hardest question that we got for you. On your recruiting visit, you stopped by this little-known establishment called Sup Dogs. Do you remember it? Do you remember that visit?
Yeah, I do.
Well, we like to ask all of our guests, what's your order at Sup Dogs? What'd you have? I saw people when you posted, they were like, "Oh, we got to find out what he had." What'd you order?
Okay, one, I got the pizza like tater tot things. I forgot what they're called. They were great though, amazing.
Yes.
I was gonna get a Sup Dog, and then I decided to go with the burger. I went with the nacho burger. So I had like the nacho cheese and chips on it. It's fantastic.
Okay. The pizza tots and the burger. I love it.
Love that.
Yeah, that was great. That's all I got. It was good. It was a little lunch. It was good.
Hey, that's good. That's a good order. At least a high calorie intake, which we here at the Boneyard Podcast love the high calorie intake.
That's what we're all. If you couldn't tell, I do like the high calorie intake.
Yeah. Shout out Sup Dogs.
Yeah, shout out Sup Dogs, Brett, friend of the podcast. Sup Dogs, friends of the podcast. Love them. Love the food, man. Excited to see you in the purple and gold, man. Not that green and white.
Not that Spartan green. It's purple and gold.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing that I enjoy too, is the uniforms and helmets and everything. It's fantastic. I'm so excited to put that purple and gold on. So excited to be a Pirate.
Love it. Well, welcome to Pirate Nation, Katin. We'll talk soon.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it, Katin. Take care.
Yep.
Once again, ECU quarterback Katin Houser on the Boneyard Podcast, friend of the podcast now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm fired up, Artie. I'm telling you, Bama's coming to Dowdy, and we're beating them in the college football playoff next year. 13-0, 14-0. National championship or bust. I'm only half kidding.
Hey, look, I'll say this, man. He's got that podium, the decorum down to a T. Like the right answers. Class personified. I mean, he's a 19, 20-year-old kid, man. Can you imagine what we were doing at 19, 20 years old?
Artie, I know what we were doing at 19, 20 years old.
We were not Katin Houser at 19.
I was passed out on the Chancellor's lawn at 19, 20 years old, Artie. That's a good one.
Yeah, he's got it down to a T. That was awesome. That was
one of our guys now. One of our guys. Loving it. I'm so fired up. But Artie, he was just kind of the biggest bright spot on a huge weekend. I'm talking huge weekend.
Huge
for the Pirates. I mean, lots of guys committing. I saw Josh just put in our chat here. All the offensive coaches just tweeted # burn the boats. So some things happening. I mean,
burn the boats.
Come on. Talk to me about some of the other transfers, Artie.
Yeah, I mean, look, Damian Wilson, obviously, linebacker out of Missouri. That's a big get. Coming back home. He's from this area, so he's coming back to the 252 area. Anthony Smith, wide receiver out of NC State. Good to have him back. Not him back, but good to have him coming out. I know we had last week. We were talking about NC State and you hate NC State. How do you feel about Anthony Smith coming from the Wolfpack? You gonna open him with open arms?
Of course.
Okay.
Artie, like I said, the only reason, because this conversation came on from us talking about Tegan Wilk having looks at NC State, and Tegan's one of our guys. If Tegan goes to State, I won't hold it against him. I want him to do whatever's best for him and his family. We talked about Alec Makaravich also. That's a whole different thing, right?
Because he was leaving ECU to go to State. Is that why I said it?
Yeah, but it was all that was behind it, right? Anthony Smith coming in. I think I saw someone. Did Michael Allen commit? Did I see that? Somewhere. Look, so much is changing so fast. I saw some people talking about it. Michael Allen, running back, who, I mean, from Greenville.
Yeah.
NC State could be coming into ECU. I don't know if it's official. I haven't checked Twitter yet. I think that's happened since we've been recording. But I mean, Artie, anybody that comes in, I'm opening up the arms. If you go to NC State, we're going to be okay with you, but it's on a case by case basis.
Okay. Okay.
No. No.
Hey, look, man. I'm not gonna be mad at nobody making a business decision. I make business decisions every single day, and I do not factor what other people feel about it. So I'm not going. bash anybody for making a business decision, even though we do not like NC State. That is, we don't like NC State on this podcast. We don't like NC State and Pirate Nation, but business is business. I ain't gonna fault you for it.
Already, I got one thing to say. Fuck State. No.
Hey, what I will say about Anthony Smith though, if he really runs a 4.3 40, my goodness, and he's tall, that over the top speed. Watch out now. Watch out.
I mean, we've been saying we need a deep threat. At times, Josiah Hatfield looked like he may be the guy. Never really panned out. This could be our deep threat. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw somebody saying, oh, he only had 14 receptions. Yeah, but he's the deep threat guy. Like, I think his average yards per reception was like 18. We need that. It's not going to be any of these wheel routes that we're running, or we're not going to be just throwing it over the middle 5 yards. We're going to be throwing it past the sticks, y'all. That's what we've been asking for. Just throw it past the sticks. I'm excited. One guy to keep an eye out for, Artie. One guy, talking about NC State, the guy I really want, Lyndon Cooper, the offensive lineman, 2 years of eligibility left. I don't think he's committed yet. I would love for him to end up in the purple and gold.
Absolutely. I mean, looking at the targets that we have on the list, I mean, he's the one that pops out, right? I mean, obviously we got 3 receivers on this list. I mean, they're all, will be good to get. We got 2 edge rushers on this list, but clearly that old lineman, Lyndon Cooper, that's obviously what we're trying to rebuild. To get him would be huge.
Well, just now seeing a tweet from offensive line coach Matt Maddox. It all starts up front, and the Pirates got better tonight. So maybe it's him.
Love it.
Also, KD Small made it official tonight. He'd committed a couple weeks ago, but posted tonight that he was locked in for ECU. So that's Kadarius Small out of Southwest Mississippi. Then Raheem Craig, talking about on the defensive side of the ball. You talked about Day Wilson. Raheem Craig bringing in an edge rusher from Louisville. Big body. Artie, thoughts on Blake Harrell's defense? Friend of the podcast, Blake Harrell's defense.
Blake, look, man, Blake Harrell know what he's doing. I'm not going to question Blake Harrell. I'm not going to raise an eyebrow. That man has proven to me that he knows what he's doing. He is somebody that can come in a crisis, because that's exactly what he did. He took over a defense in crisis and turned it around. I'm not questioning nothing Blake Harrell does. I like all these moves. I like all of them, to be honest with you. And all these programs had success. Missouri, NC State, Louisville, they're all bowling. They all had tremendous success this past season. So,
I'm excited. I think the Twitter question we got was, where are we on an excitement level? I think that was the Twitter question. I'm on the moon, man. I'm high as a kite as far as where I think we're going. Artie, maybe it's just the fan in me that gets overlooked. I mean, I said ECU.
It ain't maybe, Jared.
I said ECU could go 9-3 last year.
If we give Jared an inch, she's gonna take him out.
Damn right. I'm so excited. Is it August 31st yet? I think that's when we play.
Hey, look, don't bypass baseball season now. I'm excited for baseball season. That's coming up quick. Don't bypass that.
Less than 2 months away. All right, Artie. We can start wrapping it up here in a minute. I got one question for you. It's kind of become a tradition. Mm-hmm. Christmas is this weekend.
Yes, it is. Don't even feel like it, honestly.
I mean, what is going on? Let me pose this question to you and all the Pirate Nation that's watching, all the Pirate Nation that's listening to the podcast, wherever they're driving. Let me pose this question to you. What is your one gift that you hope Santa brings ECU athletics this year?
Well, we're talking 2024 or just
say that Santa was bringing you something on Christmas Eve night. You woke up, you open a present, boom, you open the present, it says, this is what you get for ECU. What would that one thing be? Maybe it's an indoor practice facility. Maybe it's a trip to Omaha. Maybe it's a trip to the college football playoff.
That's going to be a few.
Maybe it's and you can keep it realistic too, right? Like maybe it's a conference championship in football. What is that one thing that this Christmas you're hoping for more than anything? But keep it realistic.
I'm to be honest with you, just because this program has been way too consistent for way too long and has not made it there, it's Omaha.
Omaha.
Yeah. It's a College World Series trip, just because we've had 8, 9, 10 teams that have been good enough to go to Omaha and have not done it. So yeah, College World Series, Omaha. That's what I want for indoor practice facility. Maybe it'll come. I don't know. Maybe that's wishful thinking. Maybe it's not. Hopefully we get it. We should have already had it by now. Football, we'll get there eventually. Basketball will get there eventually. Omaha, something realistic that could happen. It could happen this season. It could happen last season. It could happen 3 years ago. Omaha, something that can happen any year. So that's what I want.
I concur. Let's go to Omaha. I'm just so ready to stop seeing the graphic of.
Oh, they're so close. Oh, man.
The school that's been in the most NCAA tournaments but never been to Omaha. I'm so ready for them
so
to be
much
able to retire
and
that
yet
graphic.
win so little.
Other question I have for you, Artie. Top 3 Christmas movies. Go.
Well, Home Alone, obviously.
Okay.
One. Home Alone, the first one is one. The Grinch is 2. The Jim Carrey Grinch. I like the cartoon one too.
Savannah hates that Grinch.
I like the cartoon too. The cartoon one is great. I put the cartoons in top 5.
The Jim Carrey Grinch is banned in this household.
It's banned in the house. Savannah don't like it. Why Savannah like it?
She doesn't like Jim Carrey.
Okay, we got to come back to that topic later. We ain't got time though. What will be third? Man, I'm a Jack Frost guy. I like Jack Frost. The what's his name? Is it Michael Keaton that plays Jack Frost?
I don't know.
I think it's Michael Keaton. That's my movie, man. So yeah, Home Alone, The Grinch, Jack Frost. Those are my 3.
Got to start with Christmas Vacation.
Oh, that would be 4 for me. That would be 4.
That's number 1.
That's
number 1. Christmas Vacation. Yeah. Home Alone. 4 Christmases.
That's the comedy, right?
That's the one with Vince Vaughn and Reese Witherspoon.
Yeah. That one is.
If you're from a family with divorced parents, you understand. I love that. That movie is the best.
That one is good. It's not in my top 3, but I concur. That is a very good Christmas movie.
All right. Do you have a walk the plank, Artie?
Man, I don't. Well, you know what? My walk the plank, another NBA thing. We might have roles reversed now because I'm starting to become an old Grinch and an old grumpy guy. I don't understand why. I don't like the banner. I don't like LA putting up a damn banner for this in-season tournament bullshit. I just don't like it. I don't know why I don't like it. I just don't like it. It just doesn't deserve a banner to me. I get the trophy. I get the presentation. I get the $500,000 for each player. I love it. Great. The banner, I just feel like banners should only be real world championships. Like you only put a banner in the rafter if you won a world title or a conference title, right? That's just me. I don't like the in-season tournament banner, and they put it beside the other championship banners. I don't know. Maybe I'm being a Grinch. Maybe I'm being a Scrooge, but I don't like it. Walk the plank.
I don't have one, honestly. It's the season of love. It's the season of Christmas. Ho, ho, ho. I don't know. I'm just in a good mood, Artie. For being as sick as I am and being as grumpy as I usually am.
That's the drugs.
Probably. All right. Let's do gambling corner and then let's get the hell out of here.
Let's do it.
We're gonna go through from the games. We went up to December 25th, or like the games before Christmas last time. We're gonna do the games after Christmas this time, and then we'll probably do the college football playoff next week.
Yeah,
that works for you. All right. Let's see. The Quick Lane Bowl, Bowling Green State versus Minnesota. Give me Minnesota.
Didn't Minnesota go like 5-7 this year? Aren't they the only 5-7 team that made it to a bowl game?
5-7 think they are bowling this year. I didn't think there were.
You said what? I
didn't think any 5-7 teams were bowling this year.
I don't know. Maybe I thought I read that Minnesota went 5-7. I could be wrong. Yeah, I could definitely be wrong. I didn't really care about Minnesota like that. But who's their opponent?
Bowling Green.
Bowling Green. My goodness, that's a school I haven't heard of in a minute. Yeah, give me Minnesota. I know nothing about Bowling Green. I'm not even gonna sit up here and act like I know what the hell Bowling Green's program is doing. Give me Minnesota.
That's exactly why. Exactly why I said it.
And yes, Minnesota is 5-7.
Wow,
all right, so I was correct.
All right, the Serve Pro First Responder Bowl, Texas State and Rice. Texas State is a 5.5-point favorite. I feel like Texas State was sneaky good this year. I feel like they had some decent wins. Let's see. I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go Rice.
Yeah, I was gonna do the same thing. Fellow American Athletic Conference member, they're not usually in this position, to be in a bowl game. So go Rice, man. I hope they finish their season off strong.
Yeah. Next up, the Guaranteed Rate Bowl. 8-4 Kansas and 9-4 UNLV. Always forget Damon Magazoo, safeties coach at UNLV. So for that reason, look, KU Kansas is a 12.5-point favorite. For that reason, I'm taking UNLV. Just because Damon Magazoo, guy intercepted Russell Wilson in the end zone.
Hey, look, both of these teams had some decent years. Kansas could have finished a lot better than what they did. Kansas could have won 9 games if they wanted to. They could have finished 9-3 if they really wanted to. So they got a really good quarterback. They got a better team than advertised. Give me Kansas.
All right. All right. Virginia Tech, Tulane. Virginia Tech is a 10.5-point favorite. That's bullshit. Granted, I don't know how many guys have transferred out so far from Tulane.
How motivated is Tulane going to be, right?
Still, I think Tulane's better than Virginia Tech. But even so, how does Las Vegas have them as a 10.5-point favorite? I don't understand that line. 6-6 Virginia Tech. 11-2 Tulane. Granted, Tulane's without their head coach, losing some guys in the portal. I just don't understand how they're still a 10.5-point favorite.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Virginia Tech has more to prove, in one of those rare instances where the Power 5 school has more to prove than the Group of 5 school. I think they're going to be more ready for this game. I think they're going to be more inspired. I think Virginia Tech's going to win this game. I don't think they should be favored by that much, but I do think Virginia Tech wins this game because I just don't think Tulane, they're coming off that conference championship loss, losing their coach. I just don't think they're going to be really up for this bowl game.
For sure. All right. Duke's Mayo Bowl in Charlotte. University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill in West Virginia. West Virginia's 6.5-point favorites. Drake May play. I don't think Drake May's playing in this bowl.
Probably not.
So for that reason, give me West Virginia.
I concur. Drake May's not playing. UNC has no shot. Give me West Virginia.
Tez Walker's not playing.
Yeah, they're not. They're not going to win this game. I mean, they were struggling to win games with them. So no.
All right, Louisville, Southern Cal. Louisville's a 7.5-point favorite. This is the DirecTV Holiday Bowl. Louisville.
I can see Louisville winning in a blowout. USC's defense is trash. Caleb Williams is not going to play in this game.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he's absolutely not going to play in this game. Louisville should win this game by a lot. By a lot, if we're being honest. So, give me Louisville.
Yeah, I'm on Louisville. Lincoln Riley seems to be struggling a little bit in LA with keeping recruits.
That man got to get a defensive coordinator.
Got to figure out the defense, but
that man got to get a defensive coordinator.
I mean, I think his two highest rated recruits on defense last year both entered the transfer portal today. So, not looking great out there for the Trojans. All right. Next up, Texas A&M, Oklahoma State in the TaxAct Texas Bowl. TAMU is a 2-point favorite. Oklahoma State all day.
Yeah. Give me OK State. And Texas A&M got Jimbo no more. They're paying him what, $500 million or whatever it is. So give me Oklahoma State.
All right. Thursday, December 28th. Number 24, SMU faces future ACC foe in Boston College in the Wasabi Fenway Bowl. SMU's an 11-point favorite. First off, screw Boston College.
Yeah, first and foremost.
Also, screw SMU.
Yes.
Because they both lose. But if they can't, give me SMU.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. I wish they could both lose this game.
I think they cover too.
Finish their season on an L. I'm still pissed that SMU walks out of the conference with a championship. God, that pisses me off. But give me SMU. Just because why would I root for Boston College? Their cheeks.
All right, 6-6 Rutgers versus Miami in the Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl. Miami's a 1-point favorite. This is a tough one.
Rutgers is scrappy, man. That's a scrappy ball club.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Rutgers. Where are they? Scarlet Knights?
Yeah. Give me Miami though. Give me Miami. They played a whole lot worse than they should have played this year. They just really did. They can never get right. But give me Miami.
All right. In the Pop-Tarts Bowl.
Jesus.
Kansas State and NC State. Artie?
Yeah, this bowl game just makes me laugh, man. The Pop-Tarts Bowl. That's up there. That is definitely up there.
What's your favorite flavor Pop-Tart?
Granddad, what did you do in college? I played in the Pop-Tarts Bowl.
What's your favorite Pop-Tart, Artie?
Man, it's got. I'm old school, bro. It's got to be strawberry or blueberry. I'm old school. I'm old school. I'm not doing that s'mores bullshit.
Miss me with the like frosting and all that bullshit.
Hold on, no frosting.
No, I'm talking like the ones with like the like kind of like you said, the s'mores. They had the cookies and cream. They had like all these weird flavors.
Blueberry, strawberry. I'm traditional. Give me them two.
No, wild berry. The real ones know about wild berry.
I mean, yeah, I can do wild berry. That's fine. That's fine. I don't need.
That's the best one. The purple with the blue stripes.
That's fine. That's fine. I thought you were about to say you like the Pop-Tarts with no frosting on it, and I was about to call you.
I'm not a psychopath.
Yeah, I was like, okay, what's going on up there mentally with you? Is everything okay?
That's what they. Never mind. No, I was gonna say something I shouldn't say. Yeah, I like the purple Pop-Tarts, the wild berry Pop-Tarts. Kansas State wears purple. Also, fuck State. Go Kansas State.
All cats.
All right, Arizona, Oklahoma, in the Valero Alamo Bowl. Arizona's 14th in the country. Oklahoma's 12th. This is gonna be a sneaky good game.
Arizona's good. Arizona's good. I've watched like 4 Arizona games this year. Surprisingly, Arizona's good. That's a good football team.
Arizona's 3-point favorites. Yeah, give me Arizona.
I really look Oklahoma. I wouldn't be shocked if Oklahoma wins this game, but Arizona is. If people that have not been paying attention to Arizona, they coming. That's a good football team
for sure. All right, next, Clemson, Kentucky, in the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl. Clemson's a 4-point favorite. They're 22nd in the country. I don't believe in Clemson, man. Give me Kentucky.
I don't believe in Kentucky. Give me Clemson. Dabo gonna have his guys right, man. They won 4 straight to end the season. They finished 8-4 after an abysmal start. Give me Dabo, man. He gonna have them boys ready. They gonna beat the brakes off Kentucky.
This one's fun to say, Artie. Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl. Oregon State, Notre Dame. Notre Dame's a 6.5-point favorite. I like Oregon State here. I really do. I like Oregon State a lot this year. Yeah, they kind of faltered down the stretch, but I like Oregon State a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I think anybody that went through that Pac-12 gauntlet this year and finished with 8 or 9 wins or more, you got a solid ball club. You definitely got a solid ball club. So, oh damn, Josh just put that in. Oregon State got no coach or their quarterback. Okay, I
forgot about that.
I didn't know they were playing without DJ, and
he's transferring. That's right.
That switches things completely. Thank you for that.
Yeah, they don't have a coach, and they don't have a coach.
Yeah, thank you.
Kind of need those two things.
Yeah, that changes things completely.
Good call, Josh.
Not Oregon State, Notre Dame. Sorry.
Good call, Josh, looking out for us.
Josh is on it because we was slipping. Man, we were slipping.
All right. Memphis, Iowa State. Iowa State's 9.5-point favorites. Memphis, sneaky good 9-3 season this year.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah. About as quiet as a 9-3 season you could have. It's super quiet.
Let's see. Their schedule, I mean, lost to Tulane, lost to Missouri. Lost SMU. I mean, they lost to 3 good teams, too.
Yeah.
Tulane, SMU, and Missouri.
SMU, Missouri. Yeah. All which have been ranked or are still ranked. So, yeah, that's the quietest 9-3 season you're going to have, for being honest. Give me Memphis. Memphis should win this game. Give me Memphis.
Shout out Memphis Spence. Give me Memphis. All right, Artie. Goodyear, Cotton Bowl. Missouri and Ohio State.
Yeah.
Mizzou is a 1-point favorite over the Buckeyes. I don't know about that.
Yeah, I mean, that team down south is without their quarterback. I don't know if it's going to matter that much because he wasn't that great. But if Missouri doesn't win this game by 50, I'll be disappointed. So, I'm taking the Tigers in this one.
Yeah, I don't know. The more I think about it, the more I lean into Mizzou. But at first, I wanted to say Ohio State, but I think I'm going to side with you. I think I'm going to go Missouri.
And they were a couple bad breaks away from playing for an SEC championship title.
That's true. Ole Miss playing against Penn State in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. Coach JDB is going to be there helping coach. Number 11 versus number 10. Penn State's a 4-point favorite. Just because we're JDB guys.
Yeah, man.
Give me Ole Miss.
Yeah, give me Lane Kiffin to Ole Miss, man. Because we took their offensive coordinator, their tight ends coach. Give me Ole Miss.
Yeah, I mean, low-key,
Penn State can't score. They have a great defense.
Low-key, I am
Penn State can't score.
I am high on Lane Kiffin right now. I love me some Lane Kiffin.
His Twitter is phenomenal. I get on there and look
Twitter,
at
TikToks.
His social media is undefeated.
I love it. All right. So we both going Ole Miss. Auburn, Maryland. The Trans-Perfect Music City Bowl. Ain't nobody care about this game.
Nope.
Maryland.
You pick Maryland, so I'm gonna go Auburn.
All right. The Pissed Off Bowl, the Capital One Pissed Off Bowl. Georgia versus Florida State.
Oh, God. Woo.
Georgia's a 14-point favorite.
Woo.
Go Dogs.
Woo. Yeah, look, man. I wouldn't even be shocked if Florida State don't even get off the bus for this game. If Florida State's like, we're just going to boycott this. We're not even going to.
They should just.
But
they should just send in. They should just send in like the walk-ons. It should just be the walk-on bowl.
You're either going to get an uninspired Florida State that's still pissed off that they didn't go to the playoff, or you're going to get the most pissed off, motivated team you've ever seen, and they're going to beat Georgia by 20. Like that's it's not going to be in between. It's going to be one or the other. But I still take Georgia.
And while we're on this subject, Artie, real quick, with Florida State, I see a lot of the people that talk from the Power 5 perspective of expanding the college football playoff saying, oh, well, it diminishes what you do in the regular season. There's literally a clause in the college football playoff selection that if you lose a player, if they get injured, even if it's in the conference championship game, you could be excluded from the college football playoff. So then what did it matter about the regular season? It never mattered about the regular season.
Yeah, but Florida State without Jordan Travis, they are not the same team. They're not.
It doesn't matter. They're 13-0 already.
Team. They're not. And you're going to put a better product out there than put in Florida State against Michigan because we would have dog walked Florida State. But Michigan, Alabama is going to be a classic.
All right. Toledo, Wyoming in the Barstool Sports Arizona Bowl. Wyoming's a 3.5-point favorite. I don't know if anybody's transferred out from Toledo. They had a pretty good quarterback. I think he may have transferred out. But if not, I'm taking Toledo. Toledo's had a damn good year this year.
Yeah, they did. I agree. I concur. Give me Toledo.
All right, we'll do the January 1st bowls next week.
Yeah.
How's that?
We did enough bowl games.
I mean, They'll give us some big ones. I'll give us the big ones. All right, Artie. Anything else? We've gone on too long.
That's all she wrote. That's all I got, baby.
Good episode. Katin Houser, friend of the podcast. Love it. I'm excited for college. I'm excited for ECU football next year.
As you should be. As you should be. Burn the boats, baby.
Burn the boats. All right, let's get out of here.
Hey, as always, Pirate Nation, thank y'all for tuning in once again. We appreciate you dealing with these two knuckleheads. Josh, thank you again on the ones and twos. Wash your hands, wash your butts. Deuce.
Make sure you subscribe on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, wherever you listen to podcasts. Leave us a 5-star review. If you don't, walk the damn plank.